Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica, and today we're going to be doing a deck review on the Good Tarot deck by Collette Baron-Reid. If you have not heard of Collette Baron-Reid, then you need to research her. This is a deck by the Hay House Lifestyles Publishing, and what am I trying to say here? Collette Baron-Reid is an amazing author and tarot oracle card author. Her decks, she has so many of them. Her decks need to have a lot more exposure than they have now. I actually only have this one by her, but I also see that she posts a lot of information on Facebook. I think she was doing some YouTube stuff there for a while. And I will say I have a lot of decks. But this one, the values from it have stuck with me for a very long time. And you see the Good Tarot is kind of disappearing there because I have used this deck so much. So let's see what's on the back here. We have some samples of some cards. It says that this deck cost me $22, which sounds about right. And it has a little bit of information on the back. If you want to read it, feel free. And it talks about the people who helped make this deck possible. It says it has 78 cards and a guidebook, so it is a regular tarot amount of tarot cards. And it is called the Good Tarot because it does not have reverse meanings, and it is a really good inspirational deck. I really feel like this is a really good fit between oracle cards and tarot cards. I've had someone scoff at me before when I tried to tell them about this deck, because they're like, well, the tarot isn't bad either, you know, the good tarot, haha. But I do feel like this is a different level of, brings you to a new level of understanding. All right, so she has a few more: the Enchanted Map, the Wisdom of Avalon, Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, Wisdom of Oracle Divination cards. Lots of good stuff by Collette Baron-Reid here. And it says this was copyright in 2017. So I must have got these cards right when they came out, because I think that was about the time I got them. Okay, so they have the 22 major arcana cards and the 4 elements in air, fire, water, and earth. Air is the wands, fire is the swords. There's air, the swords. We will find out, okay? And then earth, pentacles, water, cups, I'm sure. All right, she has a little welcome message here. A little bit of a history with it. Talking about how the deck works. How you can work with it. And talking about the cards here. Okay, so it says here, air is the swords, water is the cups, earth is the pentacles, and fire is the wands. And each one has a messenger, which would be a knight, a page, a queen, and a king. All right, and it tells you about how to read the cards and what the meaning of the numbers are. And then it gives us a little sections to help us understand here. And then it tells us how to do readings. It gives us some more information about how to read. And then things to think about. a little message from her about the artist, about the author, and I guess I ripped these pages out. But I've had this deck for a really, really long time, and I used it so much that I almost memorized the sayings in here. Okay, so I will go through some of the cards and show you the artwork. It's very pretty. I'm not going to show you all of them. I'm just going to show you the major arcana, and then I'll take these out and kind of spread them out along here for you. The Strength card, the Sun, Tower, very like earthy, like water, like elemental, earthy cards here. The Temptation, which would be the Devil, Hermit, World, Hierophant, Emperor, Moon, Magician, Fool, Love, which is the Lovers, Empress, High Priestess, Chariot, Hanged Man, Fortune's Wheel, so the Wheel of Fortune, the Star, Transformation, which is Death, the Justice card, the Call, which is the Judgment, and the Patience, which is Temperance. So a few of the cards are changed, but it is a-okay. And I don't think I showed you the back, but it is just this basic green color here. Oh, I guess I mixed my cards wrong. There we go. Alright, so the King of Air here. The air cards have this angelic bird type energy here. I'll take out a couple air cards here so we can see what I'm talking about. Very beautiful artwork on these cards. And they do have like little symbols in the background melded into the artwork that you may not notice at first glance. All right, we'll do the Earth cards. The Earth cards are like earthy fairy energy. The trees, the woods, the birds, the flowers. Beautiful pentacle energy there. And we have the fire cards. Definitely light and fire. And then we have the water. Where's the water cards? The water are like mermaids and fish type energies here. So mermaid there, some little fishies. Okay, so yes, so I didn't show you every single card, but they're all very much like that. And so I also just wanted to say here, I really like how these cards bring us this sense of inspiration. They tell us about the situation, but they also give us this perspective of how we can do better. So I want to look up the Page of Water here and read it. Oh, that's the page. I was going to the Ace. Okay, the Page of Water. That's the Page of Earth. What am I doing? Page of Water. There we go. Open-heartedness, childlike innocence, and curiosity. Beginning of intimacy and relationships, playfulness, cheerful optimism. And then it gives us a little sayings that we need to say. I open my heart fully, allowing myself to feel childlike wonder and innocence. All adventures lead me where I need to go. Love awaits. Life is a delightful dance, and I am here to frolic and play, and I am ready with a big smile, and I have my dancing shoes on. So, like I was saying, it's kind of like an oracle tarot balance between them, I feel like. I read a lot of oracle decks because I haven't always been able to comprehend the tarot, all the meanings of all the cards. But as I've been reading now for about 5 years, I'm starting to really understand the cards better. But way back when, before I understood the tarot, I could still understand these. So it's like this melding between the tarot and the oracle world that is just beautiful. And so now I want to read about this patience, the Temperance card here, just for a little bit more perspective on this deck here. Patience, moderation. This card reminds me that patience will bring me into recognition and realignment of my purpose. All my needs are met, even though I may not see it yet in the outer visible world. The angels are looking out for me. Moderation in all things is required now. So it just gives you this little bit of advice on where you should put your focus. And I think that is just wonderful. So now I'm going to do a little reading here about the deck, from the deck. And I pulled out all of the major arcana cards here. So we're going to be using these to answer the questions, because there are a lot of decks in the tarot, and I feel like this will help us just focus on the major aspects. So I'm going to shuffle here. And our first question, we're going to be interviewing the deck. So we're going to see the strengths, the limits, how you can work with it, things like that. So the first question here is, tell me about yourself. So let's see what card comes out for the first question. All right, tell me about yourself, deck. Now let's knock on it. This will change up the energy. This is kind of taking a long time here. Let's change up the energy of this deck a little bit. All right, deck. Tell us about yourself. There we go. I see one sticking out. Okay, what are your strengths as a deck? Okay, I see 2 here, so I'm going to do strengths and limits. And I feel like this one here is the, what are you trying to teach me? And how can I best learn and collaborate with you? And what is the potential outcome of our relationship? Did I do that wrong? Yeah. This is how the spread looks. Okay. So let's see what we got going on here. Okay, tell me about yourself. We have the Emperor. And I'm just going to take the guidebook here and read for us what the Emperor says. Authority. Following the rules right now is exactly what I should be doing. People in authority come to my aid and give me good advice when I ask for it. I can have the strong confidence that this card suggests. Dealing with institutions like banks, governments, or schools are highlighted at this time. So the question was, tell me about yourself. And the deck is saying that it is really good at giving advice and helping you follow the rules to manifest what you want, and it will give you the confidence that you desire. So that is really beautiful. I feel like if a deck has that ability, you should definitely get it. Number 2, what are your strengths as a deck? Okay, and we have Temperance. So teaching you how to be patient. Okay, this card reminds me that patience will bring me into recognition and alignment of my purpose. All my needs are met, even though I may not see it in the outer visible world yet. The angels are looking out for me. Moderation in all things are required now. So definitely, what are the strengths as a deck? These strengths of this deck are to help you move forward, but also be patient. See the bigger picture of what's happening. Even though you might not physically see it yet, you can still see what you're doing, how what you're doing is making an effect on the world. And it calls out the angels are looking out for you. So it definitely feels like the strengths of this deck is helping you connect to what your angels or spirit guides have to say. So what are your limits as a deck? We have the Tower. Okay, things happen really fast when this card shows up in a reading. Its appearance could portend a total paradigm shift or a sudden upheaval that takes something away in order for something better to take its place. It could be that you've had an epiphany. Whatever it is, this card tells me unexpected events will be very interesting and offer opportunity for positive transformation if I remain present and with my eyes open. So I think what this card means here, what are your limits as a deck? It means that if you don't take the initiative to change or to follow the advice, there's nothing that they can do. Okay? All that they can do is teach you to be patient and see the transformation that's happening, but they can't actually change your situation for you. You must remain present with your eyes open. All right, we have number 4 here. What are you here to teach me? Wow, okay. The sun. It stands for this abundance, this love of self, this happiness that exudes this positive energy. Okay, and in the book it says, at this time, everything is possible and everything I need to know is illuminated. Projects come to fruition, relationships flourish, and my growth is assured. This is a time of plenty. It is important that I share this abundance with others. I am deeply grateful. So, what are you here to teach me? This deck is here to teach you how to create your life, how to make your life flourish, how to create abundance, and recognize everything that you have and to be grateful for what you have. Okay? This is extremely positive energy, and I'm thinking now that in the past I had such a negative outlook on life that maybe I really did need to use this deck to help me to see what I was grateful for, to allow relationships to flourish and allow my growth to happen, because I was closed off. But yes, I feel like the way that this deck is here to teach us is to be positive and not negative, and live our life to the most positive that we can. So the next question is, how can I best learn and collaborate with you? Okay, Justice. All right, this card stands for karma. All right, so how can I best learn and collaborate with you? The law of cause and effect is in play now as I see elements in my life balance out. What goes around comes around, and I'm now seeing evidence of this law in the conditions of my world. So what you're learning from this deck is seeing how these things are actually playing out. So you may do a reading and get this new perspective of the situation, and then this deck is going to, you can come back and this deck will give you another perspective. But seeing your life balance out and seeing what goes around comes around, that's how this deck can teach you how you can best collaborate with it, is seeing the messages in the cards, and then also then seeing them on the outside as the confirmations. And finally, what is the potential outcome of our relationship? Beautiful. Strength. All right, that is very important. The Strength card also stands for endurance. I can go the distance and know that everything occurs in divine, appropriate timing. I have courage as I manifest miracles. When I allow Spirit to work through me, I am strong enough to move mountains and overcome any obstacle, inside or out. So the potential outcome of your relationship with this deck is to gain this unwavering self-confidence that you are enough and that you have courage, but also trusting in divine timing, that things will work themselves out as you work through and dedicate yourself to this healing journey. So I hope you can kind of see what I mean by it's like a tarot oracle mix, and it's beautifully done. The text is beautifully written, the pictures are beautifully made, and I recommend this deck to anyone who is just starting out learning how to read cards, because it is a very nice balance between the tarot and the oracle. And if you are just learning on your healing journey, I highly recommend this deck because of all of the comments about trusting in your angels, trusting in yourself, gaining a new perspective, trusting in perfect timing that things are working themselves out. It's really it really gives you a confirmation when you don't see the evidence in the real world, in the physical world. So thank you. I hope that this reading helped you decide if you wanted to purchase this deck or not. And love and light. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this reading. I'm going to be doing many more of these card deck reviews, one for each deck that I use. And hopefully if you watch one of my pick a card readings and you're curious about a deck, you can just check it out here. So thank you again for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Love and light to you today.